So at any point, I think we can go ahead and get started. I know our system doesn't necessarily notify us if someone is simply calling in to listen. The unfortunate part about that, but we can go ahead. Carrie, you're relatively new to CSG, correct? I haven't worked too much in depth with you before.
No, actually, I've been here for quite a while, since 2020, but
Gotcha.
yeah, so just now starting to work more with the integrity partners. So
I see.
That's probably why you haven't heard my name before.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, good deal. I can certainly let you take it away then. Just the whole demonstration of this. It's such a powerful tool, and like I mentioned before, it's something that's accessible inside Integrity Connect. So anybody who is already using that may be familiar with the CSG app. So I'll go ahead and turn it over.
Okay. And it's my understanding that we're focusing on the e-application for Medicare Supplement. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Perfect. So we will just go ahead and, again, for those of you who are familiar with what the dashboard looks like, you know all of the different tools that are available to you from here. And since we are focusing on eApp here, which will be very helpful for you for the upcoming AEP season, in order to access any of the applications that are within the tool, you will just start within the Medicare Supplement quoting tool. So we'll go ahead and start there. Make my screen bigger here. You are certainly welcome to enter a client's name here if you want to save the information that you are entering for the quotes. It is not going to carry over into the application, just to let you know that. Also, I know we get a lot of questions within the Medicare Center or Integrity tool with all of the CRM system that Integrity offers does not pull that information into the CSG app. So that's just another thing I do want to point out. But again, still a very powerful tool, as Lynn pointed out. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a zip code for where we are located here in Nebraska. And since most of you during AEP will be either in a guarantee issue situation or an fully underwritten situation, I'm going to go ahead and show you the entire app. So we'll do a fully underwritten app, but I'll point out some different tips and things during the way if you are in a different type of situation. So let's just do this. Do female. So if you're not familiar with the drop, if you're completely new to CSG app, everything here is just a nice, easy drop down. If you do need to change any of the defaults, so you just click on the down arrow or within that field. I'm going to go ahead and quote a plan G, but we're going to write a plan N. So I'm going to show you how you can do some switching within the system itself. And we'll make this effective 10/1 to get our quote. So when we get our results, you'll be able to see which applications are available within this particular system. If the application isn't available, you still have access to get directly into the carrier's agent portal. And I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so right now within, and this changes from time to time too, sometimes we're working on different carriers and updating their applications, like Medico isn't on here, but normally it would be. We're in the middle of updating their applications within the system. So this is what's currently available right now. So we are actually going to work on an ACE application just to kind of show you how the system works. And it is very similar no matter what carrier you are writing for. And like I said, this will vary a little bit from state to state. Okay, so not going to go over the quoting tool itself. We have tons of different trainings that are pre-recorded, and we do actually have weekly training sessions as well that you can register for within the CSG app. So I highly encourage you to do that. We, like I said, hold those every Monday morning at 10:30 Central Standard Time. And they run for about 15 minutes, so nice and short, but it'll give you a nice flavor for some of the different features that are available within the whole CSG app system. So here I'm just going to get into the application itself. So you have two different options. The add to cart is really only if you are going to write multiple products. Some of the dental plans do offer e-applications as well. So if you did want to write a MedSup and a dental together, you would add your MedSup to the cart and then go and choose your dental plan. But for now, I'm just going to show you the MedSup application itself. So we're just going to click on apply now. And as it loads, it will, the first time you write an application for any of the different carriers, it will either ask you for your agent ID, and then it will populate that into the application itself, so you do get credit for that. Some of the carriers like United Healthcare will ask for your NPN, so just be aware of which number the application is asking for. Once you enter it the first time, it will not ask you for that again. Okay, so we did quote a plan G. All the quote information is over here on the right side. And then the different pages of the application will open up once we get started here, which is why they're grayed out. I know we get phone calls from time to time when people say, oh, the app isn't working. Well, you just haven't started the application yet. So it's really not recognizing that you're truly going to move forward with this. So let's go ahead and start entering in some information. Like I said, we'll do a fully underwritten app just so you can see all of the different features. Sometimes we get questions from agents that they don't think that the information is being entered into the field. If you have a very small laptop, actually like I do, some of the pages will be, it will kind of hide the screens or the little areas where you are entering the information. So you'll just want to make sure that you can actually expand your screen by hiding. Once you get into the application, you can hide some of that left navigation panel there, or you can actually close the right navigation panel by clicking on the X. And if you need to see it again, because we are going to refer to that, you can just open that back up again. Okay, so as I mentioned, just to show you how you can switch if you realize, you know what, the 142.25 is really not within a client's budget. You can always switch over to a different plan once you've opened the application. Once you do that, it does register, and it is thinking, and there you go. It will go ahead and then update the pricing for you there. If you do need to change the effective date, you can do that. The great thing about this is based off of the number of questions we have received, over the years, there are certain notes, and you will want to make sure that you are reading those because it does give you great information on how to move forward, just so you don't get any error messages or notifications that something isn't being recognized. So some of the information from the quote did pull over. If you do need to change that again, it's just a nice, easy drop down to do so. And this is going to just vary a little bit, the look and feel, whether you are writing an Aetna plan, a Mutual of Omaha plan, ACE, INA, AARP, everything looks and feels the same, no matter which company you are writing. The difference is in, say, how the questions are being asked. So you will see that, especially within like the health questions, the types of health questions that are being asked by one company are going to be different from the next. If you do need to, if you're wondering if they apply or if they will qualify for a household discount, you can certainly say yes, read the criteria here and determine if they will qualify. And let's just say they do. So this is just pretty much like any other e-application that you might be using with a carrier. But the great thing is that you're going straight from the quote to the application, and just makes everything so much easier for you. Page is a little different than some of the other carriers, but it's very straightforward. If you do type in something that the system isn't recognizing as complete, you will get notifications in the this notifications tab on the right side of the screen. So if it's not recognizing you know, if you're thinking it's a birthday rule situation and you mark guarantee issue, but some of the information you enter doesn't correspond with that particular state and their birthday rules, then it will give you a notification on how to fix that. Okay, and some of the apps ask for the Medicare number and some do not. This one does. Okay, so it brought over, so it is going to ask a number of different times the Part A and Part B effective dates, so just kind of get used to that. So have you enrolled in Medicare Part B more than once? This is specific to the ACE INA. No. So if you are applying during a guarantee issue period, you would say yes here, and then it will then bring up a guarantee issue page on the next, it will create a new page for you to give the indication as to why it is a guarantee issue situation, whether it is a birthday rule or you know, the previous carrier that they were with is no longer offering coverage, those types of things. So it will give you that option. And again, so I'm going to click here. So anytime you are not complete with a page, it will give you a yellow exclamation point. So here I need to go back and fill out some household premium. Oh, birth date. I forgot to enter the birth date of the spouse. So that's nice as well. It's so even if you think you clicked on something but you really didn't, like I just did on that Medicare information page, it's going to tell you. Okay, so previous information or previous coverage. I will also mention, if you are doing a guarantee issue situation, it is not going to recognize that guarantee issue situation until you enter the previous coverage information here. So you may get a notification that says this customer is not eligible for guarantee issue, and that's just because this particular page is not yet complete. So just keep that in mind if you are writing a GI application. So again, just make sure that you're referring to any of the notes. This is again based off of questions that we have received over the last months, years, and have felt that we needed to make it more noticeable as to what the instructions are on some of these pages. So I will definitely point that out. So all of these are very common. So the Medicaid question, have you had any coverage from any Medicare plan other than original Medicare within the past 63 days? Have you had another Med Sup or Med Select policy in force? So if you are replacing, you'll want to say that you have received a copy of the replacement notice because it is part of the application. So do keep that in mind. If you are going to change, so just indicate the reason for the replacement here, whether it is going through underwriting or it is a GI situation. Let's just say they're going from a plan G to a plan N. Okay, so the issue date of the previous coverage. The other thing, on the termination date, it has to end the day before that the new coverage is effective. So we asked for a 10/1, so the coverage here is going to end at the end of this month. Anything that is not required will not have this red asterisk next to it. So you can see here the plan type, the company that previously offered the coverage, the policy number is required. The telephone number of the company is not. So if you choose not to enter that, you do not have to. It will not hold you up because of that. And if we had any other coverage from a different type of plan, so here. Yes, all right, so we are good to go on the previous coverage page. Some of the applications ask height and weight, some do not. So here we are, and you can kind of keep your status on the right side. We are to the health information, so this obviously will not appear if you have indicated you are doing an open enrollment application, which is when they're turning 65, or if you're doing that guarantee issue period. So the health information will not even appear. page. So let's see. So some of these, so if you answer yes, so this is another thing too, a lot of times it'll give you some good information at the top. If you answer yes to any of the following questions, 1 through 15, the client will not be eligible for coverage. There are some at the bottom that say they may be eligible. If you answer yes, you would just need to give a reason why. So let's just go ahead, for the sake of this demo, we will say no to all of these questions here. Like I said here, if any of these are a yes, at the bottom it says they may be eligible. So let's just say, we want to show you something on the medication page. So this isn't saying they will not be issued coverage. It just says the applicant may not be issued coverage because you answered yes. So this will still allow you to move forward. Let's go ahead and show you how to enter the medication information. Okay, so here it's saying generic medication name is required on the application. Brand or marketing name will not be accepted. If you cannot find the medication, use the drug information link below here to search for the generic name. So that has been kind of a point of, a lot of phone calls here to our customer service team because certain medications were not being found. So just another reason to add this in big bold type for you as agents to be able to recognize how to enter this information. So I'm just going to enter one of them so you can see how to do this. It's really easy. It will search once you start typing the name of that generic med. It will bring up any matches as you continue to type. So just make sure you click on this add RX drug. So again, right here in big bold letters, click add RX drug after entering each medication. Once you are done entering meds, if you're having to enter 5, 6, whatever, you just add the drug. It shows up here in your list. And then once you are done adding, you'll just go back. If you needed to add a second one, you would just go back and do your search again. Once you're done, you're just going to click continue. So here's another thing to make sure that we get a lot of questions on this, or calls wondering why it won't move forward to the electronic signature process. If you say yes, that this will be printed for wet signature, it will not give you the option to do an electronic signature through text or email. So just make sure you say no to this if you are doing an electronic signature. Method. So I will say here, once you click on any of these options, it will only then below give you, so bank draft, these are the payment modes. So sometimes we'll get questions as to, well, why won't it give me this other payment mode? Well, for this particular carrier, other payment modes may not be allowed if it's bank draft. So it will then, it's intuitive. Every time you answer a question, then below it will give you the options associated with that above answer. So here with the routing number, so you can see what I was talking about where on my small laptop here, it's not going to, I may not see the full number as I'm typing it in, so I may want to close the tab over here so I can find the number I'm looking for. So once you start typing in the routing number, again, it's going to bring up any matches and then, until you find the one you're looking for. And make sure you're reading what the field is asking for. It's not asking for the full name, Susan Smith. It's asking just for the first name and then the last name. It will cause an error if you do not split those two names out. Okay, we are almost to the end, so you can see how easy this is, very intuitive. Like I said, like most e-applications. But but it's all within the same system. So you can stay within your Medicare Center or your Golden Care agent portal and continue this. Okay, so new business, even though that's the only option, you still have to select it. Has the agent sold any other health insurance policies? If you do say yes, it is just going to ask you for that additional information. This is authorizing ACE or the company to act on electronic instructions from the applicant and electronically deliver statements. So this is after the policy is issued. It's asking for communication status. If they do authorize or not, either way is fine. It will still allow you to do the electronic signature. This is, again, just for after the policy is issued. The application or the replacement notice will be part of the application, so just say yes to that. If you say no, again, it will give you an error message on that. So if you do need to upload a document, and this is just applicable to a GI situation where they are losing coverage, they've received that letter from the carrier, this is where you would upload it here. It would need to be in PDF format in order to be uploaded. So you can see that here, PDF only. So once that has been saved, you can as a PDF document, it can be uploaded here. You will now just verify the application. It will bring up all the information for you to review.
I'm not seeing anything missing either. Is it a required field to upload something, or is that not required?
It is not. That is interesting. Oh, there we go. I should have known this. Again, another reason for a lot of phone calls if you don't scroll all the way down to the bottom. So are you requesting to split commissions? All right, there we go. That is not on every application either, which is why I kind of forget that sometimes. So there we go. Now we are ready. Okay, so if we had indicated that we are going to print for wet signature, this lock and e-sign would not be available to you. It would just give you a print button. So just keep that in mind as well. But here we are going to show you the e-application process. I won't be able to take it all the way through, but I'll explain it just because I am on a live system here. So here you are going to agree and continue just for the consent for electronic signature. Now, if you are in the same physical location as the customer, there is a way for them to just give you identifying information, which is the mother's maiden name and last four of the client's social security number. And it will allow you to just sign it right then and there. They don't have to sit there and fill out an email link or a text signature link if you are with them. The only thing is you would just need to open up all these documents. And I am just going to show you this entire process because this pretty much mirrors exactly what happens if they are emailed or texted the signature link. So they will be asked for a code. And that would be the only difference. They're asked for a code and then their birth date. So just make sure that you enter their birth date correctly because that does happen. Where the birth date on the application is incorrect, it will not allow the client to open their signature link. And so it's easily fixed. You can just go back in and edit the application for them, but just keep that in mind. But this is what they will then also have to do is open up all of the different documents that are sent to them. It does come as one link for them, so it makes it a little easier when they are doing it. It's not having to open 4 different tabs. It is opening one tab for them. So once they're all open, they turn green, so you know that it is ready to move forward. Don't miss this box here that you have received, read, and kept a copy of the above documents. And they will do the same thing. So if you are doing this face-to-face, they will apply e-signature. So that's pretty much the exact same process that the customer will do if you are not face-to-face with them. So if that is the case, you would just select no, and then whether or not they want email or text, I'm just going to point out email is much easier just because of the size of the screen for the individuals that you are working with. Text signature does seem to be a little more difficult to walk them through. So if at all possible, if they have an email address, I would opt for the email version of this. It will then just ask you, it'll bring over that email that they've already given you. If you do need to change that, you can certainly do so, but it defaults to the one you've already entered. Just ready to apply your e-signature, and then you're ready to sign. So that, in a nutshell, is how to use the CSG system to write your Medicare supplement applications.
Perfect. And all aside from the scrolling thing, which I'm at fault for that myself. It seems like obviously there are a lot of e-application systems out there. This one seems very intuitive, and again, the reminders when something is incomplete, it's so helpful to be able to click that and just go right back to the section where something might be missing. So very, very good. I appreciate your time, and I think that's everything. That was the whole looking for the enrollment. And I know later this week we actually have one of our staff people, Jeff Clark, doing a demonstration to go a little more in depth on some of the other tools inside Integrity Connect. So definitely feel free to join us. Be on the lookout for an email invite. Carrie, thank you so much for taking the time today and going through this. It's always so easy when you're watching someone else do it, but I will certainly be referring back to the recording of this in case I have questions. Those little notes about, the bold text so the agents see it. I can already foresee we may be getting a couple questions. So I very much appreciate that. Okay, well, I think that's it for today then. All right. Thank you, everyone who attended today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their Tuesday.
Golden Care is looking forward to serving you with new tools, new products, new innovations, and always the best support in the business to help you succeed in 2022. So give us a call at 800-842-7799 or check out our website at www.goldencareagent.com.